Super Typhoon Ragasa has just passed, and now another powerful typhoon, Matmo, is approaching. It made landfall in Guangdong and Hainan provinces on October 5th, with seawater flooding several areas. According to the Beijing Central Meteorological Observatory, Typhoon Matmo, the 21st typhoon of the year, made landfall on October 5th on the eastern coast of Xu Wen County in Guangdong Province. The maximum wind speed near the center was level 14, making it the strongest typhoon to hit Guangdong this year. An orange alert has been issued for the typhoon, heavy rain, and mountain floods. Local residents say the damage from this typhoon is even worse than Ragasa. On the same day, Typhoon Matmo triggered the first red alert for ocean waves this year. In many areas like Guangdong and Hainan and Zhanjiang and Guangdong, seawater surged into the streets, flooding homes and forcing hundreds of thousands of residents to evacuate. In Zhanjiang City, Hainan, seawater surged up the streets, with waves crashing against the seawalls. Many cars were submerged. Zhanjiang in Guangdong also faced seawater flooding, turning streets into rivers, and residents near the coastline rushed to evacuate. There are videos showing giant waves in the coastal areas of Zhanjiang, Guangdong. Fishing boats were overturned by the waves, and fishermen on the shore lamented, "It's over, it's over." Videos circulating online show winds reaching level 12 in Zhanjiang, Hainan, with fierce winds causing coconut trees to bend and sway. Zhanjiang, which had already faced the winds of Ragasa, could not escape the flooding from Matmo. One video shared by a netizen that on October 5th, Typhoon Matmo was even more intense than Ragasa when it hit Zhanjiang. The seawater had already flooded, and the tide was still rising. Those living by the sea rushed to evacuate, hoping for safety. Many netizens exclaimed, "The water is so deep, now it's a matter of whether the tide defenses will hold up." One netizen remarked, "Ragasa's gone, now Matmo's here. Looks like it caught up with us."
The Typhoon Matmo is about to arrive, and this is just the prelude. The wind speed is around level 7 right now, and when it hits 13 or 14, these banana farms will definitely be destroyed.
On October 5th, as Matmo passed through Zhanjiang, it caused massive waves along the shore, destroying many facilities and leaving the area in chaos. A blogger from Zhanjiang shared a video saying,
"This typhoon is too strong. All the windows in the neighborhood were blown out. The main gate was blown away. Oh my goodness, someone's window just fell down. This is so dangerous. The basketball hoop was blown to pieces. All the equipment in the neighborhood was blown away. This electric box got knocked over, and these trees, don't even get me started. My electric bike fell down in a large pile. And this trash can, what is this? It's someone's iron roof. I don't know where it came from. This is a fence. Oh my goodness, where did the gate go? It was blown away. This is so serious. My electric bike is ruined and my helmet is gone. The typhoon blew for an entire day and night. It's hard to imagine. The damage is huge. This typhoon is so intense."
From 2 p.m. on October 5th to 2 p.m. on October 6th, the wind speed in the Leizhou Peninsula, the coastal areas of Guangdong, Guangxi, and the eastern and northern coast of Hainan Island could reach levels 15 to 16. On the afternoon of October 5th, the center of Typhoon Matmo made landfall in the eastern coast of Xu Wen County in Zhanjiang, Guangdong Province. The maximum wind speed near the center was level 14, making it a strong typhoon. Due to its impact, heavy rain and winds were experienced in Hainan, Guangdong, Guangxi, Yunnan, and other areas, with some locations experiencing extremely heavy rain. According to official reports from China News Service, Haikou and Wenchang and Hainan faced heavy winds and rain. By noon on October 5th, nearly 200 people had been relocated in Hainan. On the west coast of Haikou, the sea was rough, and the fierce winds and heavy rain continuously battered the coastline. Some roads were blocked by fallen trees, some were uprooted, while others were snapped in half. In the city, road barriers and construction site fences were overturned by the strong winds, making it hard for pedestrians to stand. With a combined effect of storm surges and astronomical high tides, seawater flooded low-lying coastal areas like Pujian Town in Wenchang and Dongjai Port in Haikou. At Pujian Station, the maximum storm surge was 181 centimeters, with the tide level approaching the red alert threshold, causing seawater to flood the streets. In one local police station, the office equipment on the first floor was soaked by seawater, forcing officers to move to the second floor. Many tourists were heavily affected by the typhoon, causing chaos and forcing them to flee from major tourist attractions in Guangdong.
Wow, it was fine when we came, but now we can't go back.
At the Guangzhou Strawberry Music Festival, the scene was in chaos. Local residents described the giant waves brought by Typhoon Matmo as being taller than 2 stories. The massive waves swept debris onto the streets, making it the worst flooding disaster in the area in 11 years. As a result, the coastal areas of Pujian Town have lost both water and electricity. Observations showed that from early morning to noon on October 5th, the tide level in Wenchang Bay, where Pujian Town is located, reached 5.2 meters, which was 1.6 meters above the warning level, setting the highest record since Typhoon Ramasan hit in 2014. According to the Guangxi Maritime Bureau, meteorological forecasts predicted that after making landfall in the Leizhou Peninsula, Typhoon Matmo would move into the Gulf of Tonkin and make a secondary landfall along the coastline of Fengangcheng in Guangxi, with winds still reaching level 10. Satellite imagery showed that the spiral structure and the eye of the typhoon were clear before landfall. Matmo has a large circulation. Its fast movement intensified the wind and rain impact. On October 5th and 6th, the core impact of Typhoon Matmo began. Chief Meteorological Analyst Xin Xin from China Weather Network explained that the southern part of Guangdong and the northern part of Hainan could face the most intense winds and rains, with winds reaching levels 12 to 14 and gusts up to 15 to 16, with heavy rains in some areas. In particular, the areas near the typhoon's landfall point from Leizhou to Zhanjiang in Guangdong could experience the strongest winds, with gusts of a strength rarely seen at the same time. The northern part of Hainan, near the center and south of the typhoon, would experience the heaviest rains. By 10 p.m. on the evening of October 4th, statistics showed that 143,907 people had been evacuated, with a majority already moved, leaving nearly 30,000 still needing evacuation. Additionally, at 6 p.m. on October 5th, the Central Meteorological Observatory issued an orange alert for the typhoon and heavy rain, with 7 provinces facing heavy rain and storms. At 6 p.m., the center of Matmo was located in Leizhou, Guangdong, with winds near the center reaching level 13. Matmo was moving northwest at a speed of 20 to 25 kilometers per hour, gradually weakening. It was expected to make a secondary landfall from Fengangcheng in Guangxi to the China-Vietnam border, with its strength continuing to weaken after landfall. In the early hours of October 6, Super Typhoon Matmo began to affect Qingzhou, Guangxi. On October 5th, all trains in Hainan Island were suspended, and starting from 11 p.m. on October 4th, all flights from Haikou were cancelled. In Wenchang City, classes, work, business operations, transport, and flights were cancelled. In Zhanjiang City, Guangdong, similar measures were implemented across the city.
Total defeat. Total defeat.
As Typhoon Matmo made landfall, farmers in Guangdong watched in despair as their banana trees were completely knocked down. There wasn't a single one left standing. One farmer, raising chickens, cried out to the heavens, pleading,
Don't bring the typhoon anymore. It blew all my chickens away.
In coastal areas like Yangjiang, seawater surged onto the streets.
It's so exaggerated. It's coming. It's coming.
In Dianbai, Guangdong, seawater flooded into residents' homes, and they were helpless to stop it. Everything is gone. Everything is destroyed. The strong winds hit the city like the end of the world. All the trees in the streets were blown down. On October 5th, in Dongping Town, Guangdong, the winds from the typhoon were so strong that 2 fishing boats were overturned. Even though the typhoon didn't make landfall in Yangjiang, in Bawan, Yangjiang, the wind and waves were massive. The streets were completely flooded with vehicles submerged. Water kept flooding into the streets, and the bridge was covered in darkness. Witnesses saw trees being blown down instantly. One local resident said at this time, Matmo came without warning. After the typhoon passed, everything was in ruins.
This is the 5th typhoon of the year. It's about to make landfall in Hainan, Zhanjiang, and Maoming. It took a whole night to tear down these sheds. After all these years in agriculture, this year has been the toughest. We've torn down and rebuilt the big greenhouses 5 times. It's so hard, covered in mud.
Last time, it was strong winds, but this time it's strong winds and huge waves. It just so happens that it's the Mid-Autumn Festival, with an astronomical high tide, and the seawater directly crossed over the dam and surged in. The fishing boats at the dock are being blown by the strong winds and waves, almost crashing into the shore. The seaside restaurant was overturned by the winds. There was a family holding a wedding banquet, but the typhoon disrupted the event and the scene became chaotic.
Everything is gone.
On October 5th in Wuchuan, Zhanjiang, a wedding was completely ruined, and the event couldn't continue.
Now the wind is strong and the rain is heavy, and seawater has already flooded in. I've been through so many typhoons in Zhanjiang, but this typhoon is the scariest. It's called Matmo. I'll remember you. Do you know what kind of disaster a level 14 typhoon can bring? Today, I'm going to show you. Here, in Guangdong, Zhanjiang, we are facing a level 14 strong typhoon. Look at this. Wow, wow, wow. Don't come out.
People on a boat were screaming in panic. The strong winds blew over a truck, and people worked together to rescue the injured driver. A female business owner said the typhoon caused significant losses to her business. This Typhoon Matmo caught everybody by surprise. Last night, we were busy with business, but when we woke up this morning, the containers were smashed, the refrigerators were gone, and the tables and chairs were swept away by the waves. We had hoped to make some sales during the national holiday, but now we're facing this scene. After all the hard work this year, it feels like everything has been wiped out. I don't know how many others are suffering from huge losses. Meteorological experts say that since September, typhoons Tapa, Mina, and Ragasa had landed in South China, and now Matmo brought heavy rainfall in areas overlapping with previous rainfall zones. Local strong winds could be extreme, and various secondary disasters must be continuously monitored. These include geological hazards, mountain floods, small river floods, and urban and rural waterlogging. This is a scene from the Chengzhou Strait in Guangdong. On Yangjiang's Hailing Island, the typhoon passed, leaving behind massive damage.
The sound equipment, everything is gone.
To avoid the typhoon, some poultry farmers moved their chickens into their homes.
This time, we really lost everything. All the chickens we raised with so much effort were washed away in the flood.
A typhoon in Guangdong brought heavy rain, while floods from Guangxi are on their way to Guangdong.
Brothers in Guangdong, sorry. We in Guangxi can't hold up anymore. We've been holding on for 3 days, and we've started releasing water.
Affected by Typhoon Bualoi, the 20th typhoon of the year, and its residual circulation, 22 rivers in Guangxi have surged past the warning levels. The Zhanjiang River, an important river passing through the core area of Guangxi, exceeded the warning level on October 3rd. The flood peak passed on the 3rd, but the water levels remained high. The Zhanjiang is the largest tributary of the Zhanjiang River in the Pearl River Basin, which links Guangxi and Guangdong, with Guangdong situated downstream. On October 1st, while the Chinese Communist Party celebrated its 76th anniversary of seizing power, the people of Guangxi suffered from devastating floods. Videos shared online show the floodwaters in Guangxi rising to the 3rd floor, with residents in dire conditions. However, official media reports did not mention the severity of the local disaster, only releasing information about the super warning flood levels and a few official rescue operations. Local residents posted videos online questioning why the authorities were downplaying the severity of the disaster. On October 1st, a netizen urgently called on Weibo, "Please give attention to the Baise flood." Another netizen posted a video asking why the Baise floods were not trending. Many people from Guangxi revealed that the authorities were blocking information. Despite severe flooding in many areas, videos could not be uploaded. Chairman Jie Lijian of the International League for Democracy in China told overseas media New Tang Dynasty, "Because October 1st is the CCP's 76th anniversary, if there's a major disaster, the people suffering will be downplayed. It's certainly something they want to suppress." The CCP media not only downplayed the disaster, but also focused heavily on holiday tourism and entertainment news. Former media professional and NGO founder Ai Shicheng said, "Mainland China has only the party state's propaganda tools. It calls man-made disasters natural ones, exaggerates natural disasters, and downplays them when necessary. This is why many disasters don't get reported." Since September 29th, extreme rainfall in the cities of Baise and Chengzhou caused severe damage. Videos from Baise residents show collapsed houses, destroyed homes, flooded roads, and fields full of submerged crops. Some residents in Guangxi complained to foreign media about being left without rescue for several days. In Baise's Jingxi County, villagers said that on the night of September 29th, heavy rain hit while they were asleep, and they woke up to find their homes flooded. They moved to higher ground at a neighbor's house. They stayed there for 5 days with no rescue teams arriving. Food and water quickly ran out, but on the 5th day, they managed to get a speedboat from a friend. Young people from the village used the boat to buy some supplies to survive for a few more days, though they were still lacking water. According to the Ministry of Water Resources, due to Typhoon Matmo, from October 4th to 7th, southern and southwestern China will experience another strong rainfall. Rivers along the Guangdong west coast, the Yujiang and tributaries such as the Zhanjiang and Youjiang, rivers in the southern part of Guangxi, and rivers in Hainan and Yunnan will experience rising water levels. In areas with heavy rain, some small and medium-sized rivers may experience flooding above warning levels.